broadcasting live from the Pats College of Aeronautics. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sir. This is Timothy John Revilla, serving you the most leading news. For today, we have a special program and special guests to share their knowledge regarding on Picar Part 8. So now let's go live with Mr. Tyrone Alvarez.
Good day, everyone. I am here to discuss some of the section of PICAR Part 8. PICAR Part 8 of Philippine Civil Aviation Rules requires continuous airworthiness, maintenance, inspection, and provides for other aircraft safety. The registered owner or operator of an aircraft is responsible for maintaining the aircraft in an airworthy condition, including compliance with all airworthiness directives. No person may perform maintenance, preventive maintenance, or alteration on an aircraft other than in compliance with PICAR. Air carriers must use continuous airworthiness maintenance inspection program for the inspection of the aircraft. PICAR Part 8, Section 2. Aircraft requirements and registration markings. No one is allowed to travel or civil aircraft with the Philippine registration number unless the nationality and registration markings are displayed in line with the section's requirements. The letter or letter used to indicate the Republic of the Philippines nationality must meet the specifications. The authority will then allocate the number of sequence or letters to accompany this. No one is allowed to modify or confuse the nationality and registration marks on any aircraft unless the authority specifically permits it. The international five-letter of signals or distress codes should not be confused with the markings. Special Airworthiness Certification Operation and Restriction. A restricted category special airworthiness certificate is issued to operate aircraft that have been type certificated in the restricted category. Operation of restricted category aircraft is limited to special purposes. Identify inapplicable type design. Special Special airworthiness certification is performed for aircraft certificated in categories other than standard. The certificate used is the Special Airworthiness Certificate. This is used to make application for an amended to a Special Airworthiness Certificate. This includes change to operating limitation that may have been prescribed, a program letter, and maybe also necessarily depending on the type of certification. Next section is Regard Part 8.3 Annual Inspection. The aircraft annual inspection that is required by the Federal Aviation Administration is a straightforward process that is not difficult to conduct. However, difficulties can arise when the mechanic that is hired to perform the aircraft annual inspection is neither familiar with the process or capable of keeping track of the time and materials. The inspection guidelines dictates that the aircraft should have a record or inventory that identifies just what was given to the shop and copies made of the most important documentation such as previous log entries for past years, detailing major repairs and total time as well as AD note compliance, modification, and alteration. It is important that the inspection be completed prior to discussing repairs and a determination made that pertains to the aircraft worthiness of the aircraft. Did it pass the inspection or not? If it did not pass, a discrepancy list must be provided to the owner, and the inspection categorized as unworthy in the aircraft records. Next is the annual or 100 hours inspection. This essential inspection is typically done as its name suggests. After every 100 hours of flight time, However, the time can vary by the aircraft's make and model. The aircraft inspection is performed to make sure that the aircraft is airworthy for the next 100 hours of flight. The inspection itself includes a thorough examination of the entire aircraft, from top to bottom, including its engine, propellers, fuel system, hydraulic system, interior and exterior ties. The next section is about composition of the flight crew. The minimum flight crew is a two pilots, at least one of whom must be a captain. In addition, a safety pilot or a co-pilot fully qualified to operate in the right seat must be carried for base training and flying under supervision until positive release. The minimum cabin crew is 4 unless operating an A319 with 6 blockers, in which case it is 3, or operating a non-commercial flight with less than 19 passengers, in which case cabin crew are not required. This requires the authorization of the duty pilot or the network duty manager. In case, crew must be shown on the crew list. Next is the flight crew qualification. Airline shall use a fully qualified flight crew consisting of at least a pilot in command and a second in command. For it for all flights of an aircraft during a flight period, each flight crew member shall be appropriately licensed and rated by the CAAP to operate the aircraft. Be current and qualified to operate an aircraft pursuance. To requisite provisions of the authority and have at least the minimum qualification and the total pilot hours required by the applicable insurance policies credited by the CFS for the aircraft. The next is the authority and responsibility of the PIC or the pilot in command. PIC is the person aboard the aircraft who is responsible for its operation and safety throughout the flight. This will be the captain in a typical two or three pilot aircrew or pilots. If there are just one certified and qualified pilots at the control of the aircraft, the PIC must be legally certified to control the aircraft for the specific flight and flight condition. However, he doesn't really have to manipulating the controls at any given moment. The pilot in command is the person legally in charge of the aircraft and its flight safety operation. Also, he is the first person liable to question for any breach of flight rule. The strict legal definition of PIC might vary slightly from country to country. The next section is about submission of a flight plan. A flight plan is a standardized form that pilots fill out and submit to the FAA prior to departure. It is the written culmination of thorough flight planning process. Filling a flight plan shares important information on your intentions for the flight, including your destination, your route, the amount of time you expect the flight to take, fuel on board, number of passengers, planned cruising altitude, and more. An ATC flight plan is document which provide specified information to air traffic service unit relative to an intended flight or portion of the flight of an aircraft. The next section is will be discussed furthermore by Lars Eden Luntao.
Thank you. Now for PICAR Part 7, PICAR Part 8, Section 7, it tackles about the aircraft operating and performance limitations. In layman's term, dito nakasaad ang dapat na altitude, bigat, o angle of attack at ruta o di kaya diversion route kung sakali man magkaroon ng air traffic o at dito rin sinasabi ang anumang uri ng eroplano ang iyong minamaneho ay dapat sumunod sa nakatatakdang ruta. Taas ng eroplano depende sa sinasabi ng air traffic control at ang tamang bigat bago ito lumipad. Baka naitanong nyo na rin sa inyong sarili kung bakit mga airport ay ang aarte sa bagahe. Kesyo lumagpas lang konti sa bigat, ang hand carry na hinihingi ay pinapalugage na akagad. Dahil po yun sa sinusunod na regulasyon ng aviation industry at para na din sa kaligtasan nating pasahero at tauhan ng eroplanong ating sinasakyan. Halimbawa, ang eroplano nyo ay nasa max capacity na ng luggage at hand carry. Paano naman ang gamit natin na hindi nasama? Isinasabay po ito sa ibang eroplano na may kaparehong ruta o destinasyon at hindi pa umaabot sa max capacity ang bigat ng kanilang bagahe. You can read this IS section to further understand the PICAR Part 8. Now, there are 6 remaining sections in PICAR Part 8, but we only have limited slides to offer. I will give a brief explanation pertaining to the remaining 6 sections of PICAR Part 8. PICAR Part 8, Section 8 ay parang Section 7 lang. Dito mas detalyado ang mga dapat sundin sa ground operations, flight altitudes, and rates of descent and ascent of an aircraft. Nakapaloob din dito ang prohibited areas, flight test areas, operations in minimum navigation performance specifications, or MNPS, or reduced vertical separation minimum, or RVSM airspace. Beforehand, we ask our classmates what questions that are bothered them most when it comes with aviation. And one question stood out to ay yung paano kapag yung airport na pupuntahan nyo ay biglang nagkaroon ng national emergency at nirestrict nila ang pagpapalipad at pagdakong ng mga eroplano. O di naman kaya ay nagkaroon ng matinding hangin o bagyo. There are no specific answers to that question, but according to PICAR Part 8, Section 8, maaari lamang magland ang eroplano sa kanyang destinasyong runway kapag humupa na ang bagyo o hangin, o hindi kaya ay may pahintulot ito ng otoridad. The ATC or aviation authorities will redirect the destined airport to the nearest and safest airport runway that are available. This also includes the redirection of routes to follow. Next is the Car Part 8, Section 9. This is about the passengers and passenger handling. Very self-explanatory lang naman ito. Sumunod lang sa sinasabi ng flight attendant o ng inyong piloto, alinmang pagsuway sa mga alinsunod at alituntunin ay maaaring iperwisyo mo at ng ibang pasahero. O di naman kaya ay ikapahamak ng mga tao sa loob ng eroplano. Pinagbabawal din dito ang pag-refuel ng anumang uri ng eroplano habang mayroong pasahero sa loob. Dito rin nakasaad ang rights ng mga pasahero. This includes your safety rights and dapat mong malaman at dapat mong gawin sakali man magkaroon ng emergency during flight. Ang hindi pagsunod sa patakarang inilahad ng inyong piloto o di naman kaya ng inyong cabin crews ay maaaring tanggalin sa loob ng eroplano or denial of transportation, according to PICAR Part 8.9.2.2. Kung inyo napapansin, tuwing kayo ay sumasakay sa loob ng eroplano, mayroong itinatalagang tao para magbukas ng emergency exits during evacuation sa loob ng eroplano. Ito ay karaniwang pasahero lang din na pinipili ng cabin crew na sa tingin nila ay may kakayahang makasunod sa evacuation procedure. The PICAR Part 8, Section 10 is about the requirements for crew members and flight operation officer qualification. Now, if you are highly interested in joining the cabin crews, I highly recommend reading this section of the PICAR Part 8. Next is the PICAR Part 8, Section 11 is the fatigue management for flight time, flight duty periods, and rest periods of commercial air transport. This section is about the rights of the cabin crews and operation teams' rights to rest. Next is the PICAR Part 8, Section 12, the flight release, commercial air transport, and PICAR Part 8, Section 13 is about the safety management system, international general operators. These parts pertains to the continuous airworthiness maintenance inspection and provides for the other aircraft safety and maintenance requirements. And that is all for Picard Part 8. We hope that you have learned something and we hope that you have been educated about the Picard Part 8.
Thank you po. Thank you, sir, sa pakikinig.